Hey, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of Aesop's classic fables, The Wolf and the Shepherd. It's a powerful story about trust, deception, and the true nature of things. You might think you know this one, but stick around, because we're going to unpack some timeless lessons that are more relevant today than ever. So let's set the scene. Imagine a vast green pasture with a big flock of fluffy sheep. And watching over them is their shepherd, always vigilant, always on guard. Now, for a long time, a wolf had been hanging around the edges of the flock. The shepherd, naturally, was on high alert. He watched the wolf's every move, his hand probably never far from his staff, fully expecting the wolf to snatch a lamb at any moment. It was a tense standoff, day in and day out. But then, something strange started to happen. The wolf didn't attack. In fact, it did the opposite. It just stayed there, almost like a second sheepdog. If a sheep wandered too far from the group, the wolf would subtly guide it back. If another predator appeared in the distance, the wolf would stand its ground, looking protective. It was an incredible performance. The wolf wasn't just being passive. It seemed to be actively helping the shepherd manage his flock. Can you imagine the shepherd's confusion? Everything he knew about wolves told him they were dangerous enemies. Yet here was one that seemed to be a friend, an ally. Slowly but surely, the shepherd's anxiety began to fade. The constant presence of the wolf became normal, a familiar sight. He started to let his guard down, thinking, maybe this wolf is different. Maybe I was wrong. This is where the story takes a critical turn. The shepherd got so comfortable, so used to seeing the good wolf, that he completely forgot its true nature. The memory of the wolf, as a fierce predator, was replaced by this new image of a helpful guardian. He started to trust the wolf. Not just a little, but completely. One afternoon, the shepherd had an urgent errand to run in the nearby village. It wasn't a long trip, but he couldn't take the whole flock with him. He looked at his sheep, and then he looked at the wolf, and in a moment of incredible misjudgment, he thought, why not? The wolf has been so helpful. It can watch the flock while I'm gone, and so he did it. He left his entire flock in the care of the wolf and went on his way. You can probably guess what happened next. It's a tragic but predictable outcome. When the shepherd returned a few hours later, he wasn't greeted by a peaceful, well-tended flock. He was met with a scene of absolute devastation. Many of his sheep were gone, killed and carried off by the very creature he had entrusted them to. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. The wolf hadn't changed. It had just been patient. It had played a long game, masterfully building up trust just for this one opportunity to reveal its true predatory self. The shepherd stood there, amidst the ruin of his flock, knowing he had been incredibly foolish. The fable ends with a stark and powerful lesson. Once a wolf, always a wolf. So what can we learn from this? This story isn't just about shepherds and wolves. It's a powerful metaphor for our own lives. It teaches us about the importance of discernment. It's great to be trusting, but it's foolish to be naive. We need to pay attention to people's true nature, which is often revealed not by their words or short-term actions, but by their fundamental character and past behavior. Think about it. In business, in friendships, in any relationship, we often meet people who seem charming and helpful. But we have to ask ourselves, are their actions genuine, or are they just a performance designed to lower our guard? This fable warns us not to be swayed by a friendly disguise, especially when someone's past or inherent nature suggests a different story. It's a reminder to trust our instincts and to never completely forget the potential for harm, even when things seem peaceful. Actions, especially over the long term, speak louder than any temporary display of friendship. What do you think? Have you ever encountered a wolf in sheep's clothing in your own life? Let me know your stories and thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on this classic tale. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into timeless wisdom. See you in the next video.